Have you ever heard about geta skates? Well, I hope you have at least heard about geta. In case you haven't, geta are wooden sandals that are traditional Japanese footwear and you wear them with kimono. Don't mistake them with zori. Zori are a completely different thing. It's like comparing sneakers with really nice, expensive leather shoes. Of course, both of them are shoes, but it's still not the exact same thing and you wear them to different events and occasions. And it's the same with geta and zori. If you want to learn more about Japanese traditional footwear and also learn how to walk in them, I have a video linked up here and also down below, so you can check that out later. Anyway, in the category geta, we have more than 15 different shapes of geta, and one of those are so-called geta skates, or as you call them in Japanese, geta skeito. And as the name states, those are geta with blades of ice skates on the bottom, so you can actually skate in them. But can you really skate in them, and how common were they actually in Japan? Well, this is what this video is about. In case you're here for the first time, my name is Billy Matsunaga and I'm a fully trained and certified kimono teacher and stylist. And I have made a more than exciting antique purchase. I seriously couldn't sleep the past 5 days because it took 3 days until the package arrived, and then 2 more days until I had time to film this whole thing here and I can actually open up the box. So I really want to open it up right now and see what is inside. Oh my gosh. Ooh. Oh no, they're really tiny. I have feared that this could be the case. Oh no, and another fear actually came true. Measuring them. 21 centimeter. We'll have to try them on and then we'll see. I probably will have to do another search online. But not as rusty as I thought. Just the blade. Usually the skates, the blades of skates are not just like a knife. They don't have just one edge. Actually, they are sharpened in some kind of a U shape, which makes 2 edges on the side. So you actually have, when you skate, like when you ski, you have an inside and an outside edge on every foot. And you use both when you skate. So this is scary. I will have to try them on and then see if I actually kind of will be able to skate in them. At least the blades have about 30 centimeter length, which scares me even more because I'm actually not a speed skater. I have figure skating shoes and I don't wear anything else. Geta skates were invented in 1906 in a town called Shimosuba in Nagano Prefecture. And an ornament artisan there called Junnosuke Kasai put blades onto the bottom of geta to make skating more affordable, because the Western shoe type skates came to Japan in the 1870s, and those were way too expensive for the broad population. And after the invention of geta skates, there was actually a boom of geta skates in Japan. There were even speed skating competitions held. I found a blog post written by Mr. Tadashi Moriya, who was born in 1951, and he lived in the town Suwa in Nagano Prefecture until he graduated from elementary school. And he wrote, and I quote, 靴スケートは高価であったため、僕は買ってもらえなかった。中古の靴スケートを親戚からもらう小学校高学年までこのゲタスケートを履いていた。So we know that the geta skates were still around in the 1950s, probably even up to the 1960s. And it is even more interesting how these geta skates are actually put on. You can see here on the picture, there is a tiny bit more than just the hanao on the front. And when you do a quick Google search, geta suki to, you have a few old pictures coming up, and you can see that somehow they're here tied onto the feet. Have a different picture like this one here. It's not good resolution, but you can see there's somehow they're here tied onto it. Even this picture, you can see, yes, they're definitely tied additionally onto the feet, so you don't just put your feet in and you go. And when you scroll a tiny bit down on this picture, you can see modern pictures too, which is really cool. There is obviously a place in Minowamachi, is it called? And they do have a geta skate taiken, which is an experience. So you can experience to skate in geta skates. And this is how they tie it on. And this is definitely the reference picture that I'm gonna use for trying it later. But also, Mr. Moriya wrote, ゲタスケートとは名前通りゲタの刃の部分に鉄のエッジがついていて、これを平打ちの紐で足に縛り付けるのである。要はソーリを履く時の要領である。しかし、子供の力で締め付けるには限界があって、しばらく滑ると緩んできて、また締め直すことの繰り返しであった。So, yeah, that's also what I'm afraid of. That actually when I tie it on to myself, that I won't have enough strength to properly tie it on. So I want to go outside and actually try them on and then see if the length is enough, or if I still have to venture out on the internet and find some geta that are actually a little better fitting, because 21 centimeter is a tiny bit less. And I'm gonna use this modern picture as a reference picture to actually make sure how to tie it on. I still have, because I'm also a sewist, I still have some, I think, cotton tape left in my stash that I can try for using this. So let's go outside. Okay, I have my kimono tied up a tiny bit. Let me show you. So it's not gonna be in the way. You can now see the absolutely gorgeous hakake lining, curl lining of this kimono. And I'm wearing the tabi that I'm gonna try to wear with those. I unfortunately had only one cotton tape, and I have another cotton string that I'm probably gonna try. It's not hirauchi, it's maruuchi, but I'm just probably gonna try to get some hirauchi until the day comes. Ooh. Oh, they're tight. I like that. Oh yeah. I can barely stand in those already. This is so scary. Okay, so they first put it around the bottom. So it feels a tiny bit too short for this purpose. But oh yeah, it's actually quite, yeah, it's really good when it's tied on actually. It's not a bad feeling. Will I be able to skate in this? I doubt it. But you're gonna see. Okay, definitely I feel safer with the wider tape. Okay, let's stand up and see if we can stand. Oh, we can stand in it. Oh, but it's, oh my gosh. I mean, when you skate, you actually stand on an edge and in a V. Let's see if, oh my God. I seriously, I blame the blades. It's really important to have proper blades, I swear. And also me, I'm super picky with blades. Okay, I can stand. Now, can I walk? Not really. But also my left foot that I only have tied with the smaller tie here is moving around way more than my right foot. Really scares me to actually walk in those. Like you can see how I'm shaking when I try to stand up. I'm standing. I'm getting used to them. I feel that my feet are getting more, when I concentrate on them, they're just wobbly. Oh my gosh. Okay, strong core. I really wonder if they had just different blades on the geta, because Mr. Moriyama wrote, 長い間滑っているのは楽ではなかったが、上手な人たちは靴スケートとあんまり変わらないフォームでかっこよく滑っていた。So this actually gives me a tiny bit of hope that I can skate in them. Probably not as I'm used to, because the blades are really different. But I think they are skatable. And I was thinking about how I actually want to style myself. Because you can, for example, see that they're wearing hakama here and hakama there. So I think for women it would be actually more... Oh, look at this man I was wearing. I love this styling here. So hakama probably would be the best, but I actually, when I look at this picture, I like the style here. They just wear the kimono really short, and then they have a kyahan here on the bottom. Kyahan, by the way, is when you are a Demon Slayer fan, this is what Nezuko wears. But it could also be a momohiki. I'm not 100% sure. Unfortunately, I haven't finished my momohiki yet. I haven't even started to make it. So I'm probably gonna wear some kind of what I always call my momohiki like sweatpants, because they have they're a tiny bit more tight fitted. Oh, they're all so cute. Look at them. Yeah, probably wearing the hakama way shorter could be also a possibility. I'm probably still gonna wear some kind of a momohiki type of styling under it, because I am gonna wear protectors, because I'm a tiny bit afraid, and gonna try it with my protectors, and that looks a tiny bit not so cool on the ice or in the total shot. So I want to cover my protectors up. So that's why I am probably gonna still wear some type of tight fitted leg wear, so I can cover my protectors up. So I gave myself a few days and I tried to wear the geta skates almost every day and walk in them, and I just couldn't get the hang of it. I even tried different ways to tie it, but it just would not get better. So I couldn't shake the feeling that the geta skates don't fit because they're way too small for my feet. So I went online and got a second pair. They have just arrived. They are 2 centimeters bigger than the first ones, which is still not completely my size, but it's probably a tiny bit better. I haven't opened them up yet, and they still have the original packaging on it. Look at this. The seller said it's from Taisho era. I'm not quite sure. And they're obviously never used, so we're going to open it up. They're wrapped in plastic wrap, so... Gonna cut this open. Woo-hoo-hoo. I actually want to leave this plastic. Oh wait, it's not plastic, it's paper. I want to leave this paper tag actually on. I'm just gonna leave it on and hope I won't destroy it, because there, of course, I want to once just try them, and then they're gonna be displayed in our house. I actually like that they're this tight. Something else I have noticed, that when they put on the strap to tie it on, they did put it under the hanao, which I never tried. So this is also my first try today, to have it here under the hanao. The first one sits way better on my feet than the first ones that I have put on. So can already tell. It might also be because I put the strap under the hanao. Can also see that my heel is not that much over the back edge here, which might be a good sign. Second tie, second try. Tomorrow is, by the way, the day we're gonna try this. And I don't know if you can tell, but I'm actually quite nervous about it. I also don't want to get hurt. I'm not gonna get hurt, okay? Let's just say it. It might be the different way of tying it. It might be because they're bigger. But you can probably tell I'm feeling way better in this. So this actually might be skatable. Can you see this? I'm just walking so normally in them. Still a tiny bit afraid, but balancing works way better. It might be also the blades. Could it be the blades because they're newer? And I like this way. I tied them a tiny bit differently. I tied this way differently than the other way, and I like this a tiny bit more. So let me retie this and then try again. I'm so hot. It's, by the way, 23 degrees here already. Absolute springtime. And while I'm doing this, I'm actually looking at the beautiful cherry blossoms on the mountain and the ones in my neighbor's garden. Winter here in Kimono is over so early.笑わんでよ。すごいっしょマジで。こいつの方がいいよ。このちょっと大きいやつ買ったのがの方がいいんだよ。あ、マジで。サポーターはそんな感じ？サポーターいい感じ。あ、よかったね。恐ろしい。This is gonna be a real adventure. Let's just hope or pray or whatever you usually do that I don't get hurt and everything's gonna be fine. So I guess I'm gonna see you tomorrow at the rink. So you could see I could not skate at all. It was really exhausting to try to skate on those because there is absolutely no support for your feet. And I could not really find the right balance on them yet. And after 2 rounds in the rink, I was too tired. I had to get off the ice. And I'm a regular skater. I skate 2 or 3 times a week. After that, we changed into normal skates and I was so tired that I was just really skating super slowly. It would have been cool to show you some cool stuff how I can skate in this video, but this is how it actually is when you try something for the very first time. Not everything will go well or be a success in the end. Anyway, I have now 2 pairs, so one of those, the older ones, are actually the ones I want to decorate at home, and the other ones will be still in heavy use. Not heavy use, but I really want to be able to skate in them. It would be so cool. I probably will have sharpened the blades, and we'll see if I can make some changes With size, I'm still convinced I'm not as good at skating because the size doesn't quite fit. You will definitely get a proper follow-up video. For me, this was just the absolute perfect way to put two of my biggest hobbies in my life, which is skating and kimono, together. And I can't wait to have more Geta Skates adventure and share it with you. If you're new here and you like this video and you want to learn more about kimono, sometimes Japanese culture, from a professional kimono teacher, feel free to subscribe. I would be really happy to have you here. When you like this video, please leave me a comment or a thumb up. That would help me a lot. And I see you in my next kimono adventure. Bye!